सो बिकॉज इट्स द एंडिंग ऑफ दिस ईयर 2026 आने वाले हैं एंड बहुत सारे लोग इस चीज़ को लेकर रिग्रेट कर रहे हैं कि माई बॉन्डिंग इज़ नॉट गुड स्टिल आई एम जस्ट कन्फ्यूज अबाउट वेदर माई फ्रेंड्स आर रियल वेदर दे आर जस्ट एक्वेंटेंस और आई मीन एज अ ट्रू फ्रेंड. सो ये चीज़ ना, ये टॉपिक मैं बहुत दिनों से कन्फ्यूज था. दिस इज़ लाइक 3-4 years बिकॉज प्रैक्टिकली अगर हम इसे सोचें या फिर बात करें सो वी डोंट हैव ऑप्शंस टू जस्ट नेगोशिएट. ओके, नेगोशिएट मतलब क्या? देखो, because we tend to emotionally get connected to our friends or be very much loyal, expect truth, expectancy जो होती है ना बहुत ज़्यादा होती है. So what happens that in this expectancy, in this delusion, we tend to forget ourselves and don't try to figure out what is actually friendship and what are the values, what are the value system which must be added if it comes to friendship. सो देखो, आज ना मैं किसी के किसी किसी एक यूट्यूबर, लाइक इज़ अ गुड यूट्यूबर आई वुड से. सो उनके वो लाइव पे गया था बिकॉज ही इज़ कॉन्स्टेंटली डूइंग लाइव फॉर लाइक 5-6 days and आई एम just loving it because he's so much rational about his thoughts. And today just all of a sudden he just uh, brought his friend all the way from outside India and he asked the same thing because मैंने कहा ना 3-4 दिन पहले आई वॉज जस्ट आस्किंग द सेम क्वेश्चन, सिमिलर क्वेश्चन, दैट what it is to mean, I mean what it is that one thing which you would suggest someone to decide whether a friendship is real or not. So that day he did not answer that much appropriately, I would say, because I was not satisfied with his answers. But today, as his friend was also there, so I was just listening to this conversation between both of them, and that conversation itself was so satisfying, covering various aspects of life, covering about many things like anti-natality, marriage or something like that, जिसके ऊपर मैं वीडियोस बनाऊंगा because I'm also experiencing somewhat like that, and in 2 to 3 years I might feel this pressure of marriage and then um, um, thinking about child and all of these things, right? तो नहीं, मुझे नहीं करना है, ठीक है. नाउ ऑल्सो आई हैव डिसाइडेड दिस थिंग दैट आई डोंट want to get married, I don't want to even have kids or something like that, though it's very much variable. It's constantly an idea of which can be changed. सही है ना, ये चेंज हो सकती है. सो व्हाट इज़ दैट वन थिंग, मैं भटक रहा था टॉपिक से. सो लेट्स गेट बैक टू द टॉपिक. वो टॉपिक ये था कि हाउ टू डिसाइड वेदर इफ ये फ्रेंड इज़ रियल और नॉट एंड व्हाट इज़ दिस ट्रू बॉन्डिंग अबाउट. So I got this one answer, and just it satisfied me immensely. And no more I'm gonna ask about this thing any day in future in my life because I just got that clarity in the most satisfactory way possible, which no one could give me till date. Because I explained my stories and all of those things, my setbacks and whatever been happening with my life since a few years, like playing games, getting confused about whether I'm right or wrong. एक लूप में फंसते हैं लोग. वही वो लूप ये है कि इट्स लाइक constantly doubting own self that whether I'm capable enough for this friendship or not. So what he said, he said that it's not a business, it's not any negotiation which must be involved in any kind of a bond. If it's any negotiation, if it's any business kind of an activity or a transaction or a exchange, then it's not a bond at all. That was one thing. And we're gonna explain करा कि what is actually the meaning of this thing, like transaction or something like that. ठीक है. So he said that if you feel so, if you are just comfortable with someone being your own self, then you are true to that person, totally true to the person, whether it be about something which is not good about you, because each person has his gray shade inside him. White and black both are composed in a person. If a deep acceptance come, टू द अदर पर्सन, ठीक है, दूसरे इंसान में वो डीप एक्सेप्टेंस है उस चीज़ को लेके, इफ़ दैट पर्सन इज़ वेरी एम्पैथेटिक अबाउट दैट, इफ दैट डजंट बॉदर द पर्सन इटसेल्फ, इफ द डीपेस्ट ऑफ सीक्रेट्स, आई डोंट से दैट सब कुछ ही बोलो, बट या even the deepest of secret, if you just unbotheredly just tell that person, then you will not feel burdened कि no, that might be exploited someday. और उन चीज़ों को लेके उसका जो है ना उसकी हंसी उड़ाई जाएगी. इट्स लाइक अ लाफ्टर फॉर द सेकेंड पर्सन. तब समझ लेना दैट इज़ नॉट ट्रांजेक्शन, दैट इज़ ट्रू बॉन्ड ओनली, बिकॉज यू आर बीइंग you are being yourself, you are being so true to yourself there, so you're just comfortable with that. Obviously there will be huge hell lot of differences, I would say, in this opinion wala thing. Opinionated अगर हम हैं, so we can have variations, we can have differences in opinions, but the fact that it will also be in a respectful manner. If that is not satisfying the other person, then he will be okay with that. He will not fight for that. He will not conserve his own ego or identity just to disrespect that person and let him feel low, to just verify, or I would say just let his own ideologies being imposed, or उसको लाइक उसके ओपिनियंस एंड ऑल इट मस्ट बी लाइक यस 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 वैसा होना. सो दैट इज़ नॉट एक्चुअली ट्रू वन. सो कंक्लूजन क्या था? कंक्लूजन इज़ दैट इफ़ इट्स इन अ बॉन्ड दैट यू फील that you are transactional, if you feel that something is heavy upon you, if you feel that there's no time, if you feel that if that time is also not available, then we are okay, we are not explaining this thing to the other person that no, I have no time, because the other person is that deeply understanding that he won't interrupt or won't expectations nahi hai. So that is the thing about a true bond, a true friendship.